Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty Pesk. As always, I am joined by Franz and Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great. Having a great night. I was just telling these guys I was just watching a little Emily in Paris. Got me hyped up for the stream. So yeah,
Emily in Paris and DeFi Kingdoms. It's just two peas in a pod. They just,
What
you know,
makes
it's
what makes for a better night?
it's
yeah,
two great ends of the same spectrum when you really think about it.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Guy, how are you doing?
Guy, how about you? Yeah.
Doing well, doing well. I mean, my water doesn't compare to what are you drinking? That looked like a tasty can.
It was yeah, I don't want to say the brand, no free sponsors.
Yeah.
You know, and if they pay us, we'll have it on
Sure.
the stream, but it's
Yeah.
a hazy IPA.
Nice.
Wow.
I love a good
Yeah.
hazy.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with water as well, Guy.
Nice. Cheers.
Cool. Yeah, I'm the asshole.
Yep.
Thirsty Thursday. You're good.
All right. Well, today is February 23rd. There was an AMA. We're going to talk about a lot of the AMA notes. We're going to talk about Duels Season 3 starting up. But first and foremost, on top of all that, I know, Franz, you want to take the floor for some fun announcements.
Yeah, so no, we got big news in the Fight Club universe. Big shout out from Bolin today in the AMA, and I think Raph and Neindorf mentioned it on their stream last night. But we are going live in the main DFK Discord, so that's it's a big deal for us. We're hoping that it'll drive more players into Fight Club. We've actually we've had a big uptick lately. The other thing that we wanted to mention, Guy, do you want to add anything to that before I move on?
It's gonna be super exciting to be in main DFK Discord. I mean, we've had a lot of back and forths with the DFK team, which has been fun, and really trying to figure out how to promote and grow together. So, giving more utility to the player base through Fight Club, which is fun. Getting into that main DFK Discord will be awesome. But I know you wanted to allude into dungeons, which the
Well,
Fight
wait,
Club
can I ask,
pretty cool.
is it too early to ask this? What is going to be on that main, like what are going to be able to do?
It's gonna be not every channel that's in the DFK
Yeah.
Fight Club Discord. That'll still be kind of the main hub for communication and different things like that. But the Play Here tab will be in there, and
Cool.
any other channels that like the dungeon events to kind of tell you the scores and stuff. And also shout out to Tad. I guess we he was gonna be doing a little streaming at this time too. So
Well, yeah, I feel like we got a bunch overlapping right now that maybe we should work out a schedule.
yeah, I guess
Whatever.
Ogre and Grady are on.
Yeah, they're
Definitely
still
go
going.
listen to them. And
Don't
that's
say
why we
that
have
on
two
our
people
stream.
watching?
Yeah.
Well, it's just Tad here. Oh, and Larry's here too. What's up? No, but the other kind of big news with Fight Club,
Right.
the dungeon is currently it's about to close. Oh, Guy, you said we would still be streaming when it closed. Are we trying to go for 2 hours here?
I'll pull it up. When is closure time?
10:54 Eastern. It will
Okay.
be. Oh, okay. Tad was talking about Grady's stream.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah, but so for anyone who doesn't know with the dungeons, the way that we do it, the infinite dungeon it's called. So every time that there's a new high score printed, the timer resets for it kind of the first one I believe is like 3 days it resets for, then 2 days, 1 day, and it keeps going down and down. Unless someone prints a new high score, IOTA will be taking home the crown, and the prize pool is absolutely massive. We're at 831 crystal in the prize pool.
Ooh.
So I think our last one was something like 400. So I think we doubled it. Trying to scroll up and see.
Do you know what the time frame is right now? If someone were to top that score right now, do you know what the new clock would be at?
I believe it would reset for 12 hours at this point.
Okay, so it gets shorter and shorter, obviously, until it gets to like you only have 1 hour to beat it. Or something like that, right?
No, I believe 12 hours is the consistent low bar.
Like the lowest. Okay, that's still not a lot.
Just because
time.
you have to give people time to kind of get in
Yeah.
there and get through. But yeah, 800 crystal. So I just looked. Our last prize pool was 150. So this is
Damn.
a gigantic jump. We've had a lot of new people hopping in. Yeah, Tad was so close with a second place. He had a score of So the top score right now is 1771. Tad came in at 1714.
Oh.
But second place does get paid out, Tad. So you're
nice.
gonna get something.
You're in the money.
What's up, Dags? Too? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
The nice thing too about the dungeons is 35% of the prize pool goes to the next one. And
cool.
most likely we'll throw another 150 crystal into prize pool next time. So it's going to start at 400 crystal before anyone's even played a match, which is fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully we continue to get more people getting into the dungeons and continue to grow these prize pools and have fun playing the game.
Well, that's kind of the catch-22 about it that we discussed, right? It's not, people aren't incentivized to play unless there's a big prize pool, but there's not a big prize pool unless people play, right?
Chicken and the egg situation.
The chicken and the egg, you know? did they cross the road or didn't they? I don't know. But so I think we're in a sweet spot here with that. And we also have new moves released. So now every hero class does have moves, and there's some cool new ones. I mean, we don't have to go through all of them, but some of the ones that I liked a lot, the summoner actually summons things now. So if you have a downed hero, you can summon an elemental into their empty slot, which is a lot of fun. The Legionnaire's shield wall can protect your mid and back line from skilled spell damage. That's a lot of fun. There are a bunch in there. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of new metas develop.
Definitely. And then Spellbow too? Is that ready?
Spellbow, I don't know the Spellbow's moves off the top of my head, but yes, we wanted to get all of the skills out there before the main Discord just to stop the inevitable questions of, hey, why doesn't my Spellbow do anything? I really wanted to use it, you know? And then to kick off that kind of this new meta that we don't know what it is yet, we're going to be doing a speed tournament tomorrow night. Guy, what time is that?
10 o'clock.
10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. It's 10 crystal entry. We're throwing 100 into the prize pool and then plus any entry fees. So,
very cool.
Yeah. Roberto, summoners are in there and they are interesting. Are they good? Not sure yet. No idea.
See.
But
remains to be seen.
They're definitely going to be better than they were because they were crap.
Yeah, one of the least used classes.
Yeah,
right?
I tried a few times. Their moves were incredibly underwhelming. But yeah, new ones seem good. Oh,
very cool.
Tad's already breaking things with the Legionnaire. That's not excited to hear that at all. It's awesome. So.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's what we had there.
Tournament is tomorrow night at 10, you said?
Tomorrow night at 10. Speed tournament should be done within an hour, so it's not that big of a time commitment, but the games go hot and heavy. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, 10 crystal entry. We fronted 100 crystal, so the prize pool starts at 100.
Nice. That'll be a lot of fun. And then, I mean, assuming, once it goes live, do we have a date specifically of when it'll go live on the main Discord?
Soon TM.
Soon TM. Very good.
Yes.
I mean, then those speed tournaments are going to happen more often and more people, hopefully, at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Get in and get used to it now.
Shout out.
You can be a pro for when all the regular folk, the regular population
the King
get into
Bakas and the pourings of the world. Well, pouring already plays, but Yeah, but shout out to the Kingdom Studios team. They've been a big help. Bolin specifically. Bolin and Sunbear. I shouldn't single anyone above the rest. But yeah, they've been awesome. They've been really, you could tell they really want us to succeed. So that's a good feeling.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, very cool. That is all our Fight Club stuff. Unless there was anything else that we missed. I think we got.
I don't think so.
Good here.
All right, cool. So today, like I said, was the 23rd. They had an AMA. Some interesting things that I want to go over from the AMA. First off, did you guys catch it, or did you catch up on it at some point?
Sure did. It was
Finished
exciting.
about 6 minutes ago.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I listened at like 2.0 speed a little bit later, but some interesting stuff. All right, so this has been talked about, obviously, at length on Grady's stream. He talks about the liquidity pools and items and like what to do with certain things. But I think one of the biggest things is that Fox was talking about the auction house being added for items. Mm-hmm. So I have a general knowledge of like when I look at auction house and I look at the sells and like the buys, like I understand what I'm looking at and I understand like when it goes up and down, but like I don't understand the internal workings of how the like order book works or how it like functions. So you're gonna have to help me on that. This question came up when they were talking about liquidity pools of items, but as far as I understand, the auction house and the liquidity pools are going to be separate, right?
Yes, that's my understanding at least.
That's mine too. And I think the big reason this is being put in, especially with PvP around the corner, I think potions are going to start to see more and more use in game.
Okay.
And liquidity pools don't really work for items with low amounts of volume. So stand potions like maybe work. There's probably enough volume out there to support it. Eggs don't really work for liquidity pools. Potions probably aren't really going to work for liquidity pools too. So think of like your World of Warcraft auction house. If you've got 5 potions, you want to go sell 5 potions. You kind of go look, see what else is posted on the market.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lowest price is 20 gold. I want to list mine for 15 gold to sell it immediately, or I want to list it for 25.
And you can do that. You get to choose the price you want to sell or buy it in the order book.
The way that I think about it, and I'd make a comment on what Guy said. The deck's liquidity pools don't work for items because we have such low liquidity. If there was a sufficient amount of liquidity, I mean, it would work. But yeah, in practice, not really. The way I think about it is just like a centralized exchange, right? Like Coinbase Pro, right? You can go in and put a limit order. I want to buy this much ETH at this price, and when it hits that price, it might hit some of my order. It might not hit all of it.
Right.
It bounces back up quick. Things like that. So like I compare it to like Coinbase Pro in my head, how this is going to work.
It sounds great, and I think I would like to do that. Well, I guess my question is, once this is up and live, this auction house, it sounds awesome. It sounds like something I would want to do because I feel like that's a better way to figure out what items I want to keep, what items I want to sell. Why then still have the liquidity pools? Because now it seems like those are obsolete. Like why do we need to have both going at the same time?
Well, those power the decks. You could still have the dex option.
Right, but isn't it always going to be better, seemingly, to do the order book? When is there an advantage to a dex versus the order book?
It's quicker. If there is liquidity, it's better, right? So if you're not in a situation where you're trying to buy, 500, or that's not a high enough number. If I'm trying to buy 10,000 tiers, the dex isn't good. But if I'm trying to buy 10 tiers, what's the issue? Just do that quick rather than posting an order, things like that. I mean, I'm going to still keep putting, shout out DFK Helper. They make it very easy to add to the liquidity pool. So I'm personally 25% of all of the item Jade pairs in Clayton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, Helper as a whole, everybody, I'm sure there were a sizable amount of the liquidity.
Oh, sure.
You're 60% of the crystal bloater.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Liquidity? Yeah, that's fun.
People buy my bloaters.
And are you this is a dumb question, but are you keeping track? And are the fees you're collecting? I mean, are you making money on these?
The way that I see it is, if I'm just gonna hold these items,
why not?
Maybe I am losing a little bit.
Right.
I'm not too concerned with it because I have it set to sell half the items. I'm not adding in additional jade. I'm if I have 10 bloaters, it's selling 5, pairing them.
Yeah.
So I don't see much of a reason to really look into it. Could I be calculating it better? Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, and these items that I've got like a bunch in liquidity pools, I didn't throw much crystal in, so it's just like, it's kind of like rounding dollars at that point, where it's, if it turns into something cool, but if I get some in permanent loss, I'm not losing sleep over it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when these items jump up in value, like, a catalyst like PvP, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pulling liquidity out and worrying about slippage there, and then trying to sell it with lower liquidity now because I have already pulled out. It could get a little hairy at that point. So it's a future Fran's problem.
And if for some reason, if there was any, like a drop in the tokens too, could potentially throw that off. But I mean, they are what they are. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think we're gonna see any massive jumps or falls in the power tokens. You know, I think they're gonna be low, and they're gonna
Knock on some wood for me.
No, I like, you know, like, yeah, it dropped to like 0.6 or 6 cents. 0.06 was the jade. It might drop a little bit more, but like I don't think it's gonna ever see steep. You know, it's gonna be a slow.
Yeah, I mean we're at 8.5 cents and 6 cents for crystal and jade,
Right.
respectively.
So that's why I feel like those pools are relatively safe if you know you're just gonna be sitting anyways.
There was a time where Jewel was around $2, and we had conversations about how it can't possibly go any lower. So I just want to, be a little easy there.
Yeah.
No, but I
Fair.
agree with you.
Yeah, cool. I think that's interesting. I am curious to see how that plays out once they implement it. I don't know. It could be fun. It could be an interesting way to start making more money on our items that we're gathering in our quests, which is kind of exciting because like I agree with you. I'm sitting on a lot of items that I'm not putting in the liquidity pools, and they're just sitting in my inventory. And I mean, they're stacking up, which I like seeing. I like seeing those numbers get up to like close to 1,000 on these random ass items that don't really do anything. But if there was an option to sell them a little bit easier, maybe I'd be selling them.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen. Excited for that. So also Fox said a lot about Duels. So Duels season 3 started today or yesterday, technically the 22nd, right? Pretty much the same as Duels season 2. One of the big updates that's kind of cool is the leaderboards. There's now like an active leaderboard that you can look at in game. I mean, we had this available in their Discord. There was a bot that could show it to you, but now it's like in game, which is kind of cool. You can see all the whales on top.
Oh,
of
Shock
everyone
Bello
else.
in first. That's
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah, Pouring it was up there too. I thought I saw him.
Was he?
Yeah.
Is
It's pretty cool. It's exciting. It's fun. Another, more competition is always fun.
that Workhorse at 10th? Oh, all right.
Really?
Look at
Interesting.
him. Yeah,
He's got
this
some
is
huge
this is
heroes.
much better than the Discord.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
That wasn't the only big change though.
what was the other big change?
The 10 at a
Oh,
time.
right. Yeah. See, I use DFK Helper, so I don't even think about that. But
Less gas though.
yeah, maybe you should look into it. So you can basically set it and forget it is now how it works. You can set your team and put them out for 10 matches right away, rather than having to do one individually and then they come back and then you send them out again.
I don't know how people were doing the individual. I didn't really duel before I started using Helper.
Yeah.
Cheers to them. They deserve bonus points for not using a bot with that. It seems like a struggle.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you would have had to just been there all day if you wanted to compete, if you wanted to be at that top level, like you had to just sit there all day doing it. So now they've added that. Basically, you set it once and it will send them out for 10. Is that for all 3 levels?
Seems like it.
The 10 matches?
No idea.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Guy, click on the actual, you actually were to go for one.
Yeah, just do a
Haven't
duel.
looked at this. Yeah.
My 2 heroes in my wallet are listed for sale.
Okay, great.
That's
Just quality stream.
I'll throw my bard in there.
I do have some things to say about duels.
Yeah, what do you got?
If I can.
Yeah.
So I want to hear more, and I think I need to ask the question, or someone needs to, if someone else wants to write it up. But it was talked about a long time ago that the big point of duels and the reason that we're focusing so much on them, right, is that the matchmaking system is kind of a precursor for the matchmaking system with PvP, and that they're testing it out with duels.
Sure.
Is that still the case? And at what points, right? What are we finding with that? Or I guess my gripe is Fox spends a lot of time on duels, it seems. And if this is just a mini game, it's great. He's doing great work on it, right? But I struggle to I think his time might be better used elsewhere. I don't know. Am I in a position to even say that? I don't think so.
I mean, we don't know for sure. I mean, I think I agree with you. I know. I remember them saying that this is sort of the reason we're spending so much time on it and why we're kind of tinkering.
I want to
with
hear
it
it
so
said
much
again.
Is that it is going to be what's used later? Now, was that said prior to Wisdom coming on? I don't know.
That's a good
Because I
point.
forget exactly when they said it, but
I do think it was prior to Wisdom, which would make sense. So is this like Fox's little baby now, and he's not really focused on the core PvP at all?
right. I mean, I don't. It seems like
Well,
Fox
he's more on the
isn't.
Solidity side.
Yeah, it seems
Right.
like Fox isn't touching anything Wisdom's doing, other than kind of like probably from a 10,000 feet.
Right.
But because it seems like it's Hubert and Workhorse and with the art people with Second Best Dad are all like very intertwined on a daily basis. But, I mean, what would you rather Fox be doing? I mean, do you know? I mean,
I don't
you
know, and
Yeah.
that's why it makes it hard to kind of criticize.
Right, yeah.
Because I don't have an answer for like, hey, he should be focused on this, right? But
Yeah.
and I'm jumping around a little bit here, but there was a discussion a little bit later where Hubert was talking about not wanting to be. It was Starbucks' question about land tournaments and about page 10 of the Eternal
Right.
Story.
Yeah.
And Hubert was saying like, yeah, they're still a priority, but like not right now because we're focused on PvP, and if you spread yourself too thin,
Yeah.
you're not being as efficient. I kind of want them to spread themselves a little bit thinner. I'm a little worried that PvP is this whale that we're all kind of waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not absolutely amazing, and I think it will be, right? But if it's not absolutely amazing when it comes out and there's nothing else kind of around it, that could be kind of a big letdown. And now we've been talking about PvP for so long that like all our expectations are through the roof.
No, I agree with you there, and I think especially I would even call it a white whale, if you will, to help your analogy. Are we chasing the white whale? Are we going to be Captain Ahab here, where we're just end up with nothing to show for it, and a lifetime of
Spoiler
obsession.
alert.
What? Oh,
Spoiler
you
alert?
haven't read Moby Dick? I'm sorry.
I have not.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
I was waiting for the movie.
Are we gonna be disappointed in a lifetime of chasing this thing that we're not gonna be able to get, and then it's gonna just become a waste of our time? I would hate for that to happen. I don't think so, but like I understand what you're saying. That's a real fear that we need to be thinking of. I think we can't be putting all our eggs in one basket.
Right, and I think Larry Finance Jr. I think his comment is a good one, right? That I think a lot of the community is more hyped for PvE.
Mm-hmm.
If it's, hey, combat's out, go have fun in PvP, and it's another 3, 4, 5 months before we start getting a taste of PvE, I think I can only lose to Shock Velo and pouring in PvP so many times before I like start to get a little bit agitated / bored with it, right? And that's not a knock on what they've built, right?
I mean,
that's just human nature.
Right.
So I do want them to kind of spread themselves a little bit more thin. If that makes sense.
Well, and I think they're trying. I think like hiring Wisdom Studios, I think was a great move there, because I think it just at one point like they just couldn't do it all, and like that was something that I think maybe they should consider, that maybe looking outside their direct in their core team for certain things. I mean, I don't know what that would look like, but I mean, at least certainly for like some marketing stuff. Like they said that in the last, not in this AMA, but in the last AMA, they said that they're going to be doing a lot of marketing things. But I think maybe hire an outside marketing team. Like, would that be the end of the world? I mean, obviously, I don't know if they have the funds for that, but
Are you looking for a job?
I mean, I would love to. But I mean, just that idea of like they said that this week, like Hubert said, we're not going to be getting any PvP snippets this week because the team is focused on ETH Denver. And it's like, oh man, like one event is throwing you off so much that you can't, you know what I mean? That's kind of frustrating. And I think it goes to what you're saying of like, you guys need to spread out more. Like, I think you're at a point where you're making a lot of promises of like this wild, awesome thing that you're trying to produce. And you have like just a core team of like 10 people doing it. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it just real quick, congrats to Guy for winning that duel.
Wait, I won?
Oh, I thought you were cheering.
I was, and then he got a wizard point on the last one.
Wow.
I lost 12-11.
That's a shame.
A mythic Dark Knight.
12-11.
Damn. No, but it's I fucked my own train of thought there. I had something too.
But I do agree with you of like, I get that if people are going to ETH Denver, there's some level of focus that's attached to that, but it shouldn't delay kind of core milestones that the team's working on.
Yeah, no, agreed. And shout out to Gloomshot, whoever he may be. No, I mean, yeah, wowie. Hate to say it, but I
I
think
mean,
PV might be another year or two out. Like it.
that's
I
not out of
would
the
hope
question. I
that
don't think.
it's. I would
Yeah.
hope that it's a staggered release, right? And that's what I thought they were starting to do with the not level, with the story pages, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I'd like to see that kind of progress a little bit more. I did think there was something interesting dropped about. It was kind of wrapped into the clay gas discussion. Did you guys catch this about the API quests?
No, I might have missed this. Again, I had it on like
So
2.0 speed, so I wasn't
I
paying
did
attention to this.
listen about gas, but I don't know what you're talking about the API quest.
so Fox was talking about the high gas in Clayton and things that they can do to kind of mitigate that, and they brought up this clay gas rebate program, and the idea that the project would get a portion of the gas back, and then how to distribute it, different things like that.
Right.
But what he said in there is that the one scenario that he liked is the idea of opening a session with a transaction, and I hope I'm understanding this right, because I think this was massive news.
Yeah.
And then having quests run while that session is open.
Yep.
So it's essentially you're
Okay.
kind of touching the blockchain once
Right.
and running all those quests. And what he said was that it's already built for combat.
Because
That's what. Yeah.
if you think about it, combat's going to be in a launcher. So combat's not going to happen on the blockchain. So
Right.
there's going to be a transaction to get into the launcher and then a transaction to leave the launcher. That same logic can
It's
work
the same
with
thing. Exactly.
all gameplay.
You,
Right.
you
I
turn it
mean,
on,
not
it's
to-
on, you do stuff, and then you turn it off, and then it reports back at the off button, basically.
Right.
All the stuff you did in between.
Yeah.
That,
And then,
I mean, that would be excellent. Well,
but this is the part that I thought was big. He said it's already built, and he kind of said it like quickly and just like continued on as if it wasn't like massive. Like that, I love hearing things like that, because that's something that I think is a big deal
Well,
and something they obviously need, and it's not something that we're going to be waiting for. It's already
If-
there.
If we're just talking about how we're like PvE would be nice to have, with that same logic, why can't fishing be an actual quest?
what do you mean?
Why can't fishing be some kind of mini game that you play in a launcher? Rather
Don't
than
give them
clicking
any
buttons?
ideas to go build something
I see
on
what
the
you're
side
saying.
that we
Like
don't
what?
need.
So it's like move the reel here.
Right.
over there,
Remember
right?
like Mario
yeah.
Party back in the
Yeah,
day?
yeah,
where you had to
exactly, yeah.
spin the- Oh man, I still have bruises
Yeah.
on my palm from that.
No, I mean, yeah, that would potentially be kind of fun, but also, I don't know. Again, we
And
just
maybe
were talking
to
about
do-
spreading ourselves thin. Like,
Right. But like
No,
that'd be actual utility, like actual gameplay. If we can create like a fun little mini game to do our quests, and maybe you still allow the basic fishing and foraging quests now, but the people that actually play this mini game get higher level of experience or rewards or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd rather them be spending their time to make something that doesn't involve fishing. You know what I mean? Like a little mini dungeon, quest, PvE quest, where you have to make like a few like I'm talking something really basic. Like I would be
Sure.
okay with that as
Yeah.
the
Right.
first thing. But I think AP makes a good point here. What else is already built, right? Like
yeah.
that was.
Well, and Tad was saying that too. Of like,
Oh, did he? Okay.
well, he was saying just like it must be already out and ready to go. If the way he like casually said, it's already built.
Yeah, no, I like that, and that's why I think we might be giving them a little bit of a hard time with what I started before and what we were saying.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they kind of understand that if they release just PvP in a silo, they're kind of giving it a larger propensity to fail just out of sheer,
Yeah.
I don't know how to finish that sentence. What was I
Right.
trying to say there?
Well, it's
I think you guys are getting
if
my
the
point.
only thing you roll out over a 3-month period is PvP and PvP is not great, like
Yes. They're
Even if it is
yeah.
great. Even if it is great.
true.
Yeah. And I did the panel show with Sargent last Friday, and I think this is something that Ogre said too. He was like, we shouldn't be putting all our eggs on the PvP to be the one thing that like makes it good. However, I do think like we do need more right now, I think, to if we're gonna go out there, and this leads into something else I know you wanted to talk about, friends. Like if we're gonna go out and start shilling this game from the rooftops, we need more than what we have right now.
To shill.
Yeah, there's nothing to shill right now. It's just clicking buttons. So
there's a really interesting economy being built for the foundation of something that potentially could be big.
Yes. Those are a lot of fake words there. That was a lot of salesy words right there, guy.
Buzzwords.
Hit all the buzzwords.
But to defend the team a little bit, as I'm kind of thinking this through as we're talking about it, you need the combat system for any PvP, right?
Yes.
If you're for any PvE, excuse me, for your PvE to be good, you need to be able to battle those little blob monsters that look like pouring, that they showed us, or whatever other things are out there. So you kind of do need, that PvP and that combat out first. So, there's that side of it too.
No, and I think and while we made a comment earlier, and this has been talked about at length of like, give us even a version of it that's just the basic classes. Like give us just something that's a stripped down version so that like we can play it, mess around with it, show it off to people. I don't think they're going to do that. I would love it. I don't think they're going to do that though, because there's so many people that have paid up to get better classes to then feel like they were excluded. I don't think that the team really wants that, but I would love that, a stripped down version of it. Let us play with it. Let it show it off. I think then I'm more comfortable shilling the game everywhere. If I had that kind of
here's what's being built, and here's a little taste of it. I mean, honestly, Hubert loves his monks. Just roll out monks to start.
Just monk v monk. That's all you can do. I mean,
they said thieves are next, so I'm very excited for the thief. I have a few saved up with double foresight.
Right.
Ooh.
And thieves are one of those. It's like you kind of look at the stats and it's like, all right, what are we trying to do with this class?
I agree.
So the skills and abilities are going to determine a lot of how the thief is going to fit into everything.
There was conjecture from way before, like I'm talking like last year, that the thief might be more of a PvE type class. So I'm excited to see if that was correct, or if maybe Workhorse. I could see Workhorse being like, oh, they all think this. Well, let me show you.
He loves messing with what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean. He loves messing with it. Or no, flipping the script. There's a word I'm looking for and I don't know it. Whatever.
Flipping the script.
I
don't know.
Yeah, dude, my basic summoner is just going off. By the way,
are you winning a lot of these?
I think I've just lost that first one, and that's it.
Against this, do you play the same guy 10 times?
No, I don't.
Because I feel like you've had a mythic against you.
I've played nothing but mythics and legendaries.
What's up, Rock?
And I keep winning.
Yeah, shout out to Rock. I love this comment. And I believe this was reference to having at least a core game, something to go shouting from the rooftops for. Because if we're shouting from the rooftops with nothing, we're going to look like fools, Script flipper. Yeah, that's sort of it. Wowie, thank you. Right. All right. Well, yeah. Was there more? We were talking about shilling in general.
Well, wait. I have some more PvP stuff.
More PvP. All right. Let's stick with PvP. What do you got? You want to talk about classes that have come out at all?
No. So not specifically. So and I love what you and Wowie do on Mondays. I was very excited about it for the first few releases, but I'm at a point where when I knew nothing, everything was exciting. But now that I know some things, nothing's exciting. And that's not to say I'm not excited for PvP. I am. I'm still very hyped up on DFK and everything. But until we get some of these basic attack formula, evasion formula, block formula, until I can kind of I can't wrap my head around it with the letter X in there. I feel like I'm back to an algebra and I'm trying to solve for X, I thought that'd get a chuckle, but that wasn't my best work. But hey,
better.
No, but I'm still very excited, but I've kind of fallen off as far as keeping up with each of the individual. I'll look at, and that's kind of bringing me to the point I was going to make. The one thing I do look at is the pure class skill. Right. And I have a bit of a gripe with the pure class skill.
Interesting. Well, let me comment first. I want to comment what you're saying
before
you get into it. I think I still am very excited when I get the individual classes, but I 100% understand what you're saying because especially now that like at this point we sort of thought we were going to be very close to seeing, when they said Q1, I mean what, end of March is like end of Q1, and I think at this point I think it's pretty clear there's not going to be anything in the next
And I'm
month.
okay with it taking a little bit longer.
No, I understand that,
Timelines
but
are
like I
like
get
that.
your frustration of like they're giving us so much, but like I think we're still really far
Exactly.
away, and I get that frustration, but like I still get amped up looking at the individual classes just because I'm a nerd.
Well, because your
and-
mind goes in 17
exactly,
different
and I like
directions,
thinking
and
about
it's
this stuff, and
I like looking for themes.
Right,
I just
yeah.
looking at the individual skills, they still mean nothing to me.
I mean
But
that's
like
a fair point.
the
Yeah.
themes of like what was it with the archer? The archer strength wasn't, and maybe I'm wrong here, but this is what I think. The strength wasn't nearly as big of a
No.
play, and I remember talking to you and saying we're gonna have a lot of archers out there that are over critted for strength,
Sure.
and
yeah.
maybe equipment comes in and equipment kind of evens that out a little bit. But I feel
Totally,
like we've
yeah.
all as a community been thinking strength with archer. Not a lot of their moves proc off it.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
It
the
was
other
actually
one?
That's
luck was more prevalent.
Right,
for
luck.
Archer. Yeah.
With the pirate, it's luck, luck, dex, and
Well,
strength are
yeah, for the most
kind of
part,
the
yeah.
three paths for the most part. Like I looked at that and I thought like, all right, I have a few archers that are kind of PvP type. I'm
Mhm.
gonna do one of each, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking for themes. I'm still kind of taking it seriously, but
No. Yeah.
you know,
All right. So now hit me with what you're saying about the matching class.
yeah,
And subclass.
these matching subclasses. First off, the team got bullied into even putting them in.
Well, that's a bold assumption.
community.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I watched it unfold, and I think we all did. There was
I mean,
originally
people
there
wanted
was,
it, yeah, but I think they're willing. They're not pushing back.
well,
Like they're not like demand. Like if the community demands something, they can
all
hold
right,
their
fine.
own.
You didn't like
know?
my choice of the word bullying. Fine. Sorry, it was cyberbullying, really, because we're all on the computers. No, but originally there was nothing for them. It was just you just have your main class. People didn't like that, so they said, okay, we're gonna add this skill since your pure hero can't access a subclass. They'll have one skill. When did it kind of change to the pure heroes and the pure skills are going to be so OP and going to be the best skill that the hero has? Because I feel like that happened somewhere along the way. I don't love it.
I think people were excited for that, especially for like the advanced classes, because it's so hard to get that match. I think, I don't know.
I think if I'm understanding what Rock means by focus, I think that's the advantage of a pure hero. Is that if
Right.
I have an archer that also has a subclass archer, that has, before the spellbow came along, that had the highest chance stat-wise
on the stats
to have
yeah.
dex, right? You're boosting your stats. So I thought that was kind of the trade.
That's what you got, not necessarily this
Now
like,
I
this new
see-
super move.
And I don't want to keep any text on the screen too long because it's just totally covering guy. But
Yeah, we need to work on that.
yeah, StreamYard needs to work on that. But
Maybe we could do a new. Hold on. Let's see.
it's really
What is
not a
this?
right
Oh,
now.
this is good. I think this is
Oh,
how
you
it should
like
be
that
every
one?
time. It should be like this every time, right?
Well, now we don't have to watch guys' crappy duels, so that's good.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I don't know. I have mixed opinions on that because I really love how they're doing the like super move for the matching class subclass. I think that's kind of fun, but I see what you're saying in terms of like the bonus, quote unquote, that you get for a class and matching subclass is that your stats are aligned
Right.
and are hypothetically supercharged for whatever that class focuses on. And so therefore that is the advantage for having the matching subclass, and there shouldn't be another thing. But like, who cares? It's just fun,
no,
right?
and that's fair.
You know?
It's not a hill I'm going to die on. Just need to
Yeah.
get that off my chest.
I don't think they were bullied into it. I think the
I
community
think
wanted.
bullied is the correct terminology there, and I'm sticking by it.
I think the community was interested in seeing that an advantage to a matching class subclass, but I think the team also wanted that. It wasn't like they
They
didn't
originally
want
didn't have it, so I'm sticking
Yeah.
by what I said.
it.
Next topic.
Next topic. Yeah, actually, I didn't even do an agenda, so we're flying by the seat of our pants here.
Terrible or terrific tavern.
Terrible or terrific tavern. Wait. I thought we had more PvP stuff.
we
were gonna talk
have
about.
more stuff. Hold on. We did opening the session. The goal of trying to standardize costs across chains. I wrote that down as a note. I don't think there's too much to discuss there.
What do you mean?
Right.
Like Jade and Crystal?
Jade and Crystal
Yeah, they
should,
want
should
gas.
trade at parity.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
no. I did
so
want to
I-
talk about the Clayton thing, the burn. I do want to talk about that. So, recent article came out that Clayton's going to be doing a massive project where they're burning basically 50% of their tokens. Now, I don't know the details of that. I just kind of got the headlines, and that's what it was. And there's been a lot of talk about that because it is exciting in general for Clay, for the token. The value of the token is going to go up. But that's going to screw over us gamers here as we're playing our game because now gas fees are going to be insane. So I guess my question is, does the let's say they do this burn move and they burn half their tokens and they get all this hype and become this like very popular token and all the eyes are drawn to Clayton. Does the amount of people interested in this project because of this burn, is it make up for or not make up for the cost that might incur on us in the gas burning?
So you're
with the gas
saying
prices?
more eyes on Clay, more people looking to get into the Clay ecosystem. Hey, DefiKingdoms is one of the best things on
Exactly.
Clay ecosystem.
Yeah.
Totally unbiased opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that as a scenario. I took it the other way as like, hey, our gas is going to go from outrageous to incredibly outrageous.
Well, no, I guess that's my question is, you put it on two sides of a scale, which is more important? Does this move gaining all these eyes, is it better for the ecosystem as a whole because more users are coming in, or is it going to hurt because gas prices are going to be stupid now? I mean, basically, do we want more users at the cost of higher gas?
I like your optimistic take. I
Yeah.
hadn't thought about it that way. I was focusing on the negativity of the high gas fees. I've moved most questers off of Clayton at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to stay profitable. It's something that there was a lot of talk in the ADFK guild Discord the other day. Neindorf and I think it was AP we're talking about.
Yeah.
But that it's just unless you're getting even foragers, unless you're getting a swift thistle, your quest is negative as far as your EV there. So
No, I mean I'm the same way. I only have foragers still in there because I'm looking for that swift thistle. But
Yeah, I just do lock jade mining, and that's
Lock
it.
Jade, that's always going to be profitable.
Yeah.
If you have enough Jade.
But
Yeah,
I think
gonna
it's
hurt.
until this rebate program comes out, I think it's going to hurt till that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that program's in existence. It's DFK needs to get tapped into it.
Correct, exactly.
But then is that another thing that we're going to be building, and is that another kind of like side project? Because
Right.
they're again,
Yeah.
he said there's already a system built for it, but that was more about the API quest. He still needs to kind of tie in how the rebate kind of gets back to us. So, but now I'm starting to talk about things that I don't fully understand. So let's just move on. We had a good question about PvP here
This is a good one.
for you, Maddie.
Yeah.
You gonna answer it?
That's a great question.
We're going to read it first. So
I don't know.
People need the
Is
Basically,
the elite? All right, go for it.
is the elite? Why don't you read it?
Nah, you got.
Is the elite ability stun melee attack only, or will archers and casters be able to do it ranged?
I see
This
range.
might hinge on your weapon equipment. So that was actually a question today in the AMA about PvP, and he said that your basic swords and axes are going to have a range of 1, your spears are going to have a range of 2, and your bows are going to have a range of 3. And then he said that every hero, even if you don't have any equipment, every hero is going to have a basic weapon just sort of by default. So I would assume that means casters, so wizards. I'm unclear on priests. That one might be up in the air because they're healers. But I would assume casters have some sort of either wand or staff that probably has a range of 3. And so therefore, I think that stun ability would be based on your basic attack range. That's how I would take it. Again, I don't know for sure. I'm just basing it on how I think typically how games work and how I think this would probably go in line with your traits / genetic, whatever we're calling these.
So
would go in line
will
with your
be
basic
a
attack.
move that you complete through your weapon, and any weapon has the ability to stun, in your opinion.
I don't know though.
Well, the way I would sum
I'm
it
pulling
up
that
is
back.
that-
I mean, after I say it, I'm pulling it back because stun is very strong and having it ranged is kind of crazy.
Well, but these abilities, they're kind of omni class. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
might not be the right way to say it.
That's a fun way to say it, though. I like it.
So, I would assume that they would just default to the range of the hero that they're on. They're not
And that's
specific
what
to any
I'm
class.
saying.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think that's a
Wowie says he
fair.
rated it the same way.
Okay, well that makes me more confident in the answer then. How about that?
Yeah.
Which, if
Oh, he's
No.
wait, he's saying
Wait,
that
maybe
it's
he's
a
saying
range
further
of
than what I'm
3
saying. Yeah.
because
matter
if
what.
you're a thief with a
dagger,
you know, I don't know, a knife. I don't even know what a thief would have.
dagger.
A dagger.
Yeah.
If you're a thief with a dagger, the dagger's going to have a range of 1, but stun might have a range of 3.
See, that's
That's a good question.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll be honest, be easy. When I first saw your question, I was like, "That's dumb." But now that we're talking about it, realizing I'm the dumb one.
Well, I
that's a
guess
good
in
question.
general, though, I think it's a good, especially some other ones on here. I mean, I think stun might be the only
That's
one.
a good AMA question.
But yeah,
Is
of
I
like,
think
do
what
these?
we're getting down to.
But do
these
we think
traits-
explosion is range of 3 then?
But it says basic attack, right? Unless your basic attack has ranged.
Oh, okay. Well,
'Cause
wait,
that
stun
initial
says
hit-
1 times basic as well.
They're all basic.
So if your basic attack has a range of
Exactly.
1, I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
would
but
think
if your
it-
basic attack, if you're an archer, your basic attack has a range of 3. I think that makes
then-
stun for an archer way more powerful.
Is that... I'm laughing at Tad's comment. Stun needs to be a range of 3 for my bags. No, but yeah, no, I think actives on ranged heroes are more valuable than on,
Oh
on
man, especially if you had
front
like
lines.
explosion on a wizard, that'd be awesome.
a PJ wizard level 9.
Yeah, like the highest level wizard.
If anyone
wizard
wants
in
to
the
buy
game.
one, let me know.
No, don't sell him. He's
It's not the
one of
highest
best-
level wizard, is it?
Well, with explosion.
With explode. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm standing by my conversation we had offline that explosion would actually be a better move for a melee class that doesn't have AoE.
Maybe. Look, sorry, I was chewing an
I
ice
don't know
cube.
if I understood that.
It's still going to be good for the wizard. It might be better because it will be a more unique for. I know what you're talking about. Like the warrior.
Yep.
Well, warrior has some AOE, but like knight doesn't really have a lot of AOE. If you add it to a knight, it now makes him much more versatile, right? Whereas wizard already has a ton of AOE. You're just your belt and suspender. You're just adding more of the same that you already have for the wizard.
Yeah, keep
But-
talking. I'm gonna pull up this article
Don't do. Oh, come on.
that someone wrote called this thing called the action economy, which that bloater face is just amazing.
I do like the.
Yeah, shout out to Maddie. Go read this on the ADFK blog section. There's also a piece in there by Raph himself and one by AP about
There's some cool stuff about Fight Club. Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to get into Fight Club and you're like, oh, this stinks, I'm gonna lose every battle. AP wins every battle and shared all his secrets. So
Yeah.
go read
There's
them.
a lot of cool stuff there. And yeah, and I see what you're saying, and it goes back to what I was saying of like explosion on a wizard. He already has AoE moves, so you might be wasting a turn hypothetically not doing one of his already good AoE moves.
Right.
And then citing my own article.
Oh,
It's just
okay,
real
I see
great,
what you're
real
saying.
great
If your
way
goal-
to lay it in there.
If your goal is to beat the other team by doing massive
Good goal.
amounts of damage to their entire team at once, you want all 3 of your heroes to be able to do AoE damage
Right.
so that you can constantly be damaging their entire team. With the wizard class, a lot of their moves have the
Yes.
ability for AoE damage.
Yeah.
So a trait like explosion would be better fit towards a hero that you have built for single hero damage that gives them the option to do AoE as well.
Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right. It still is
an
good. It still
archer-
is good on the wizard.
Maybe an
but-
archer with execute that you're AoEing everyone down,
Yeah,
and
that's
then your
interesting.
archer throws explosion down. Now you've got multiple heroes under the execute
under
level
the
that your
threshold, yeah.
archer can then finish them off.
But that's archer. That's the like the matching subclass move for the archer. But
Right.
that's a good point. And you're right. But like it's still a good move for the wizard. It's just not specced out ideally in the way you're talking about.
Right.
You know, you're talking about a team that's like very specific. Everyone fills a role. The explosion on that wizard isn't as efficient as it could be. You know.
Bingo.
It's still a very good hero though, and everyone, we're talking about one of Franz's heroes that's a wizard rare, double explosion. It's
For
a very
sale.
level
PJ,
10
don't forget
PJ
PJ.
hero. Yeah, this guy's
It's
excellent.
got everything.
Yeah.
I
Actually, let's
delisted. He
find
was
it.
listed for 2,500. I delisted him. Pay up and you can have him.
Did you
Wow.
delist him or did DFK help her delist him?
No.
Wow.
He did.
Yeah, I did it manually.
Yeah.
But it was on DFK Helper being
Yeah,
listed
yeah.
every time. Yeah, you pulling them up?
Yeah, I'll go.
Excited.
We'll see how many are in existence.
There's not many wizard rares. There's not that many. And then wizard rares with explosion. There's very few.
Yeah,
How many
I'm excited.
have
He is
double
for sale.
explosion?
While we're looking through this tavern here, should we talk about the tavern? Oh, that's
yeah.
it. Hold on. Let's look at my hero first. And a
There's
gardener.
37 intelligence. This is pretty sexy.
Oh yeah.
It's
Wizard
double explosion.
PJ. Lightning element. Interesting.
Stoned?
I thought he
Is he
was.
stoned?
Question mark?
Duelist is interesting.
Eh. For a wizard though, he's not
No
gonna
stone.
have.
But
No stone.
he does have lesser and regular atonement on him. High
And
HP.
he has spindle horns too.
Oh well.
Yeah, he's got,
I mean, look at
yeah.
those horns.
You know we love our cosmetics. So
I do. I don't know about you two.
nah, not really. Just no bald heroes and the bad tail, the monkey tail. Not a fan.
You're hanging
Tavern.
on to one of those tainted guys, huh? Or is that not you? That's not
No,
you.
this is the hero catalog.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got a bunch of people up for sale that I think are priced decently, and they have been just sitting there. I think it's been kind of slow.
What's the floor on heroes now?
Like 40?
It's
like
under
high
50
40s?
crystal.
Yeah, like 40.
And crystal is
it's
down a
under-
little bit too.
It's under 40 crystal.
It's under 40 now. My
Floor is
God.
now
Holy
39.
shit.
So, all right. So here's my takeaway on this. I was thinking about this today. I feel like because it's a small, tight knit community with DFK, we have a tendency to kind of find this narrative. Whoever says it first, and then another streamer will say it, and then people are talking about it in Discord, and we all kind of get on the same train at the same time. About 2-3 weeks ago, there was a narrative of, hey, you want as many floor jobbers as possible. You gotta just, like, we could just be getting all the items.
Zabu.
People were
Shout out to Zabu.
Shout out to Zabu. He loves his potatoes.
Yeah.
I know there were people that were selling or trading, like, PvP type heroes for, like, 100
Right.
jobbers, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the floor went down a lot further, and that narrative's kind of stopped. I picked up 6 more fishers yesterday, all under 50. Like good ones like thieves. There was a ninja I paid a little bit more for,
Mhm.
but I'm planning on. I was trying to do it before the pod because I was planning on saying this. I'm hoping nobody front runs me. But the gardener, the wizard, I did all the casters and paladin as the search, and then did gardening. You can get like good gardeners under 50 crystal. I'm planning on picking up like 10 to 15 of them.
Gardening is at
garden what?
such a
Yeah.
disadvantage to other professions right now that it makes me think that there has to be, with level 10 profession quests, some kind of level off.
So I talked to, and when I say talk to, like publicly on the Discord, to Hubert about this months ago, and he said that when level 10 profession quests come out, it's going to, I got to see if I can find the screenshot. I know I tweeted it. He said it's going to kind of even things out as far as experience gain goes for miners and gardeners. They're going to
But
get
they're
a little
not,
bit of an
'cause
uptick.
It's foragers and fishers at the level 10. The level 10 gardening is not going to come out at the same time as the foraging and fishing, right?
Yeah, but you got to assume it's,
I don't know. I think
you think it's going to take that much
I
longer?
think it'll take a bit of time afterwards.
All right, but
I don't
But as far as just forgetting
sorry.
level 10 for a minute,
Yeah.
I love gardeners right now. Milkweed,
I don't know. I
getting
think that's,
that, I'm a big fan of them. And also with green eggs coming out, and this has been my strategy in the $100 challenge. Spider fruit
yeah.
and blue stem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 99% sure those are going to be what you need for eggs. Give me as much as possible, because I don't think it'll be milkweed the same way with foraging. The big item that was used for stamp pots is milk. God, I can't. Is swift thistle.
Yeah.
You don't need that for eggs. Fishing, the big item that you need for stamp pots is shimmer skin. Don't need that for eggs. So I
Right.
think milkweed will also not be used for eggs. The
Right.
other two items, spider fruit and blue stem.
They'll try to spread out that utility so
Yes.
that
Yes. So with the $100 challenge, I was hoping that green eggs would be released
live
before
when
the month
yeah.
ended, and that was going to be my win. Didn't happen, but at least we get to keep everything that we did there.
That's a good point. And if that does happen, I think that could pay out, because I very much think those green eggs will need some sort of item to help them hatch, and that makes sense. However, I don't see that happening soon. I don't see gardening improving
check
anytime
the,
soon. I think while the price is going down, I'm shying away from gardeners completely, because like I think it's only
You want to
Now
send
it
yours
works.
over to my helper wallet? They can guard them for you. If you
trade
don't
them
want to deal with
for
it.
trade them. You're gonna send over foragers? I'll do it.
I don't know about that, but so I just pulled up the here, let me grab the screen quick, and then I'll give it back to you because I don't want to be doing it.
I'm just scrolling. I'm actually gonna go buy 200 tiers though.
Tiers are low. Although, have you been listening to Brown Gent? He's been saying get away from tiers.
Well, he's saying
there-
take profits when something.
Yeah, no,
drops
he's
it,
not. I wouldn't put that on him. I don't think he's saying get away from
He's
tiers. He's saying constantly take profits on things that go up.
right.
And now
Because
that they're
they're
gone back down,
inflationary,
he's
though.
glad that he did.
Yeah. I mean, I just think the tiers are not going
No
to
real
be
changes
the moneymaker we thought they were.
I disagree.
I think.
And
they
I don't
already-
think that's what Brown Gent was
they've-
saying. I don't
they've
think
already
I
made
feel like you're
money.
putting
That's
words in his
his-
mouth a little bit.
his point is they've already made money.
Right.
So somebody who was early is taking
Right,
profits, which
because
they
he's
should.
been selling. If he was holding up waiting for green eggs to be hatched or to be released, they've dipped now. Maybe it's a buying opportunity for tiers if
Yeah.
you think this is close. We haven't really gotten any updates on this though. I guess art and design was in process, front end was already in process. I like that API is ready.
for green eggs.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd like to know what changelog. Alright, so there's been one update to this. Alright, you can have the screen back now.
But that's all you were going to... I thought you were going to show that text or that...
Oh, I can't find
Hubert-
that on the spot.
Okay.
I'll tweet it out later. There's a lot of
Interesting.
dead air. You got anything, Maddie?
I was going to say, I was reading Wowie's comment. Tiers take, if green eggs go live without level 10, price go up. If level 10 prof quests come out, yeah, well, because they've said
a good point.
level 10 will have increased tiers, just increased tier drop. So
As they
I mean,
should.
yeah, that'll make sense. So I think, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I would just say, and maybe I'll need to re-listen to what Brown Gent said, but tiers was sort of a like all in play, and now I think it's kind of second guessing it. I'm second guessing it, of like maybe it's not the best to hold on to.
What he's saying is just very generally take profits as things go up.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all he's saying.
That's it.
Cool. Anything else on the tavern? I haven't seen any of my alerts hit in a while for
Same.
legendary plus heroes with specific, I have specific things that I have alerts for, but all like under 1,000 crystal. So I don't know if they're being listed for over 1,000 or people just aren't listing those PvP type heroes anymore. I don't know.
I don't think they're being listed because I have most of mine for like PvP stuff is like rare plus with either matching certain things that I want or genetic abilities that I want. And I haven't seen like very many, if at all, pop up. I know we talked about that one mythic that you said it was Pourings. It was a mythic paladin with double leadership.
Yeah, that
like,
thing.
I saw it and I was like, this is such an amazing hero right now. But it was super high price, so.
Well, so you know the backstory behind that, right?
Not really. Why don't you retell it?
Thank you. I did tell Maddie, but I was hoping he would set me up to just say it on the stream.
Yeah.
So TTS Gear of the Perilous Guild, he is crazy in the Dark Summoning circle. He bought that double leadership mythic paladin
level 9.
Level 9, and then he bought my Dread Knight, common Dread Knight Dragoon, subclass Dragoon.
Oh shit.
Level 11. He threw those both in the pit.
No.
It did not come out.
No.
With what he wanted to. He did not get. I believe he got a paladin.
What was the subclass?
I don't even think he got the Goon subclass.
Oh my god,
I think it
that
was just a
hurts.
total. But like, even if he did get the Goon subclass, it's like it's when you're trying for that dread.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
It's a
And it was
gamble.
such a good paladin. The mythic paladin was so good.
Yeah, my dread was alright too. No big deal. Thanks. No, but it's yeah. Dark summoning giveth, dark summoning taketh away.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
that was like, I think it was 6,000 jewel around there. Not jewel, crystal.
What I
The-
sold it for?
No, the paladin was.
Yeah, I think it was listed at like 6,500. I don't know what the actual. I think they might have traded.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So not sure.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Brutal.
Yeah, this was last week. Or was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I saw Tad was throwing in like multiple spell bows. He was trying to make a spell bow, and I'm like,
No, but he hits on every. He's
he
been
didn't
hitting
though.
on
I saw him
spell
kill like 5 spell bows, and to get one,
Well,
I
sure
was
it's a good one.
losing my mind.
I still
I
don't have a spell
understand.
bow. I need to
I don't
get
have
one.
a spell bow either.
I'm waiting for the price to come down a little bit.
I also recognize on the just something on the market and on the tavern that we're talking about is Gen Zero rentals are not going off as much as they used to.
What does that mean? Not going.
Now, when
off?
you say going off, does that mean
Like I've
the
had
price going
I had
down,
one
or
no, like people have been posting for the same price and they've been sitting there for like a week when they usually would go after like 2 or 3 days. Because I know for sure like there's 2 that like match one of mine pretty well. They've just been sitting there that I think they're overpriced on the rental and they've just been sitting there. So I think the tavern in general is just slowing up a lot. Just like across the board, you know, at the floor level, at mid level, and at those PvP heroes, I think it's a lot of people just holding their breath, waiting for a shoe to drop, you know.
And that's why this is the time to get jobbers. Unless anyone in the chat think level 10 quests aren't coming. I mean, they started the checklist. They're coming.
Yeah,
You're gonna want the jobbers. Then
that's just foragers and fishers, though. I don't want a gardener, you know.
again, I don't think it's gonna be far behind. But either way, you can get your foragers and your fishers for under 40 crystal. What's crystal at? 8.5 cents.
yeah,
Yeah,
Ooh, double endurance? That's cool.
That's not. I did the math wrong there.
there's a sergeant making fun of me talking about Gen Zeros. All right,
what did I say?
that's good shit.
It's like
Tavern
$3,
sucks.
$4
What for like the cheaper?
per hero.
Yeah, $3 really?
That math might not be right either. I'm not a mathematician.
What do you need me to do?
0.085 times 50? Is that right?
39.
Oh,
Yeah.
39. All right.
$3.
Yeah,
$3.31.
$3.31. You made me second guess my math there.
10866. Yeah, that's what we did.
Okay.
Oof,
Even
boy,
call
that
it
is low.
45.
It's
Alright, under
time.
four.
It's
Still, under
time to
4 is
raise that
insane.
floor. I'm going off stream today, and I'm buying at least 10 gardeners. You could check the Discord and the feed.
That's
and keep me
wild.
honest
I
there.
just got a
You're gonna
double
spend a whole
duelist
$30?
Legionnaire. That's
a whole
kinda cool.
$30.
Yeah.
$30? That's wild.
You just summon someone?
Yeah.
All right.
Double duelist Legionnaire with hardened shield.
Ooh, I like it.
I need to rock. You always have that calculator up on the stream on yours, and you make it look so easy. I thought I could do it. I'm glad it wasn't on stream.
All right, good shit.
do we
What
got
else
here?
we have on the schedule there?
If you're doing it on stream, you got to use a stone. I don't want this reputation about Bogside getting out that we're not.
No,
stone-
so my aha has been
Your what?
get good heroes.
Worm. Sorry,
And
didn't mean to
that's
interrupt
cool.
you.
Warren
Yeah.
bought a Gen Zero.
Does it
But,
match
like-
mine?
Let the massive
matches
summons
up.
be the normal summons be the normal summons. And when you're trying to build your top tier PvP hero, go to the dark summoning pit
I agree.
and use a stone then.
Do you do that?
I think no,
I
for like
will.
if you're especially a Gen Zero, if you're making 10 of 10s that you're just gonna sell,
Right.
there's no need to put a stone on that one.
As the buyer of said 10 of 10, fuck you.
You want a stone on your why pay up for
No,
that? If you're just
I
gonna
do.
use it.
I do
mean,
agree. I do agree. If it's a summoner, if it's meant to be a summoner,
Yeah.
and not the summoner class, if it's
yeah,
meant
no, I know
for
what you mean.
summoning,
Like a hero that
Um,
is for summoning. Yeah.
yes, glad we cleared that up multiple times there. Then you don't need the stone. But it's like, how much are stones? 10 crystal?
They're like 15, 20.
Eh.
They
And
get
they've
up
come
there.
down.
Whoa! Oh, I thought it was still
No, I was going for a sage. But a ninja thief is cool.
very cool. And also
Yeah, speaking
cool,
of the Dark
cool,
Summoning Portal, we got a few in
um,
here. Skiller is being called out by Tad right now, and Dags he said it earlier, but he has been killing every paladin in sight. I've seen him on Twitter.
Well, we hit like the game hit a threshold. I forget what it was. I think it was 50,000.
Yeah, shout out Longzai with his stats on Twitter.
Yeah,
He's very good.
Yeah, he's very good with stats. 50,000 dead heroes.
Yeah. I'm liking
means
his
20
threads he's putting together in Twitter.
But it's a little misleading.
Because 25 have been produced. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So it's really 25,000 that have been burned.
Sure.
If my man, I
If
can
you
get
want
the
to be
calculator
technical.
back up.
Yeah. All right, go back to whatever agenda you were looking at. Did we miss anything?
All right, Guy, you have any more summons?
I do. I gotta go summon in the $100 wallet. $100 wallet.
Should we talk about that? How we're doing there?
Yeah, I already kind of talked about my strategy.
Aren't you like bottom of the list?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm in like 3rd place, I think.
I
haven't
don't think
looked in a
so.
while. Let's pull up the standings.
Okay.
I really hope I'm not bottom of the list now. Gonna end
might
the
be.
stream early.
Third to last.
Oh yeah, I gotta shout out Be Easy when I talk about the Dark Summoning Pool too. He's another big one.
I'm freaking Guy Kid at the top.
I am
Myself
3rd to
and
last.
Sergeant.
Freak
just-
hit a legendary spell.
How does Peeve have $1.74 left?
Because he went all in pets and they all missed.
Oh, okay, 5 pets. All right. Oh, would he go all on eggs?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Peeve. I'm gonna have to make fun of him for that.
Oh yeah. All right, so
No,
yeah,
but
I'm freaking Guy. Guy's been doing, like you said, Guy, like 9 of 9.
So I just
Summons,
bought
like-
another 9 of 9 pair that I think it was 60 crystal and 55 crystal that I'll be
Damn.
going for a paladin.
is that what we're about to see?
I think so, yeah. Not this one. This
But-
one I'm
but
going
wait,
for a
and
bard.
then you said-
Your screen's not up.
I know my screen's up, but Freak is doing a similar thing of like random summons and hit on something huge, right?
He's going for elites and hit a legendary spellbow.
Ah, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
that's
gonna
awesome.
win. That's like, yeah.
I still personally I was in favor of not doing this NFT value of by a certain date we have to have things sold back into
I do
USDC
kind of like that.
Yeah.
because I don't know, like you could say all you want, like, oh, this spellbow is worth 5,000 crystal or whatever it is.
I think he did.
If you
sell
don't have
it.
a buyer, oh, he did sell it. That
Yeah.
destroys
keep
this
going.
whole point. So thank you for that information.
No, he sold it. Don't worry about it.
Well,
But I do agree
on
with
the
you.
I know
on
what
the
you mean.
whole.
Yeah. Like
Like
right now,
if you
these
look at his
standings
wallet
are
right
based
now,
on.
he's
Yeah.
got 15 heroes and only $16 in tokens.
who's this? Where am I
This
looking?
is Freak, and he's in first.
Oh, right.
But the reason he's in first is because those heroes are valued at whatever,
Right. And if somehow green eggs get hatched before the end of this contest, I will jump up those standings. I'm in
Oh, yeah?
all spider fruit, blue stem, and some tears. That was my strategy. No, but also like I don't have time to be questing heroes manually, and I think that
That's what I'm doing. It's only
well-
6. It's not that hard.
it just doesn't seem fun for me. But no, I think that's that's important that like not everyone coming into the game is gonna want to be questing heroes. Like we're talking
Yeah.
about how you make money in the game, right? We're not
Right.
necessarily saying how do you play DFK the best. Like I think questing heroes, that's part of playing the game. But there are a lot of people that want exposure to the ecosystem, think it's cool, but like have a life and don't want to be questing their heroes. And I'm taking a
Right.
shot at us and everyone here by saying that. No, but it's it gets tough. We're all on bot life now, so
Yeah.
we don't have to deal with it as much. Someone new coming to the game doesn't, unless they want to dive into that, Yeah,
Comment from
dude,
Tad.
there were so many times in the bull market where I wanted to go to bed so badly, but I was sitting at 24 stamina, and there was no timer back then to tell you when that
Exactly,
25th was
right,
going to
yeah,
tick.
yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's sometime in the next 20 minutes. It's got to be. Like, it was so brutal.
Yeah. I mean, that's why DFK helper, bot life.
DFK helper changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to some of the other bots too. We all use
yeah,
Helper.
yeah.
Pyroquester's great. Waifu bots are great. DiffKey's great. I used to be on DiffKey. I loved it. I'm forgetting some. I shouldn't. I hate listing things because I always miss one or two, and I feel like a dick.
Yeah,
So I shouldn't
there's a lot of bots. They're all good. Some comments from chat that I find very fun. And what guy? Are you gonna pull up a summon?
Yeah, I just missed on a Bard attempt, but I'm gonna do a Paladin attempt in a second.
All right, cool.
This is
While
on the
you set that
$100
up,
wallet.
Yep.
I want to chat. Sergeant said whoever came up with the rules should have been clearer, and I agree, Sergeant. Whoever did that is bad.
Wait, was it you or him? I don't.
Yeah, it was
okay.
both of us. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But Larry, interesting question here. So I'm 100%. Well, I'm not. I shouldn't say 100%. I have like a handful that I do manually, but they're the ones that I play with the most in terms of like trading and like I'm about to sell all of them. So like those ones are sometimes I will be doing manually, but other than that, I'm like mainly 100% helper. You guys,
my 3 Gen Zeros are on my wallet, and they level up slowly because of it.
right?
Like they're all. It's sitting on my screen. They're all full stam. Like I'm gonna quest them right now, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guy?
I'm still mining Lock Jade manually
Interesting.
get that on helper. Why
Yeah.
isn't that on helper?
because I gotta transfer the Jade over to another wallet. which I
It's
don't wanna
scary,
do.
but once you do it, you realize it's super easy.
Yeah.
It's like a built-in. The game has a function for it now.
I know,
Yeah.
but I still don't want to click it wrong.
I mean, yeah, obviously,
But it shows up the same way transferring heroes does, where it like shows your name.
right?
Got it.
Yeah.
So like,
Like the
we
wallet name.
used to send Gen Zeros back and forth. That was scary as fuck. I
Right.
thought I sent your Gen Zero to the wrong wallet one time. I got
Holy
really
I
nervous.
forget what I was doing, and that I think I was adding someone else's address to my like address book or whatever, and I almost sent like a bunch of crystal to the crystal, like you know how like the main links have like the default crystal wallet, and I almost sent my crystal to like the core crystal wallet that's linked in
Like the like.
Oh,
DFK
the
address.
contract address.
the
Yeah,
contract
like-
address. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
I almost sent crystal to the contract address rather than the person. I
Hey,
did
Frisky, could you send
I
that
did a
back
pet
for
swap.
me?
Yeah.
I sent the prize money for one of the tournaments to Corey by accident.
Oops,
Luckily, it was Corey, so he sent
Yeah.
it back.
got it right back.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
this is taking longer than I want because I have to send these hero to Sarandale. I bought them midday, so they're sitting on Crystalvale, but I need to summon on Sarandale, which is how I've made all my money in this contest, by the way.
Is like the arbitration of
The
Using
arb of
Jade
summoning
versus-
in
yeah.
Sarandale.
Arbitrage?
Arbitrage.
arbitration.
What are you, a lawyer or something?
Me?
Nah.
That was funny. Did you see that Twitter exchange?
Yeah, I was the one that said it.
No, but Stick's intern's joke was funnier. Of the
Oh, it
it's
was.
between CrossFit and
mind.
veganism is people talking about being lawyers
Oh, gotcha.
of like levels of annoying.
Hmm.
Oh, you didn't like that.
No, it doesn't translate. We'll have to go check out the tweet. All right, are we calling it after this?
Yeah, this
summon?
is it, right?
What?
This is our last
Anybody
thing.
have anything else in chat that we didn't
Yeah.
cover?
Any other questions in chat?
We've rambled tonight.
We was a
Thanks
big
for
rambling
sticking with
one.
us,
It's 'cause
everybody.
I didn't make an agenda. It's on me. I apologize.
I'm like out of tears. That's
Disappointing.
sad.
Well, you can buy them now. They're cheap.
Yeah, true. Maybe I should stock up.
What are we going for?
So we're going for a Paladin. We've got one ability match too, which just closed me out, so I can't even show you the ability matches.
What?
But
We're going for an advanced or we're going for an elite?
We're going for an advanced.
Okay.
These are floor 9 of 9 heroes, so it's going to cost me 37
more.
crystal to summon this. So it's
Okay.
52. I got to redo the math.
So
but,
have you been doing
prices.
mostly Gen 2s?
I've been doing all Gen 2s. My
And you're
top
in
hit
second
has
place.
been
There's
a
some alpha.
legendary wizard. So that was
And
good.
this is what
But
I mean. And he's in second place in
Yeah.
this thing
but I've
because of
done
this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 7th pair.
Oh, knight.
Ooh, I like the
So-
antenna there. Oh,
Alright.
uncommon.
Uncommon.
Let's see if it hit
Fisher.
on the, Oh,
Double
Double
foresight.
double foresight.
I know someone that might want to buy that.
I know.
On
Yeah.
a knight?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Stop that.
Double
Evasion's
force
gonna,
hits
If he
them on
becomes,
everything.
if he becomes the taunt, if he's the taunt and you have
evasion
to hit him,
is going to proc off of agility, and you know it. Stop
No, it's-
spreading this.
No, it's not. That's
yes,
ridiculous.
it is. Yes,
okay.
it is. Evasion
Well, I mean,
formula
but
is going
yes,
to
but,
be
like-
heavily weighted to luck and agility, which the knight has shit.
Okay, but the base. This one gives it a base 8% on each of those, no matter what.
Yeah, so
that's a
have
huge-
fun with your
And
16%.
and I've got green agility and blue luck.
Look at that.
That's not going to matter.
You're right. But it is a fun coincidence. I could build them as an evasion knight with being a fisher.
Yes, that's a full build. It could be awesome.
No.
All
it
right.
isn't.
We're gonna sign off. I know Mythic Squad guys are going later tonight. They do their
Oh, are they?
usual Thursday night. And then
Oh, are
I
they
think-
playing the Wood Wowie
yeah,
rated game?
the Wowie guessing game. Yeah,
I got
to
a shout out to Starbuck. That guy could read me bedtime stories anytime. The way he
Oh, he
reads,
loves reading. I love when he reads
reads
the
the
description.
full-
Yeah.
Yeah, a big fan of that.
All right. Final thoughts. Final comments, boys. What do we got?
Emily in Paris season 2
God damn it!
is great. I'm gonna go watch some more
It's ridiculous.
when I get off this.
Ridiculous.
Rather than just keep swimming, just keep summoning.
Oh,
Just
I don't know if
keep
that's good
summoning, my
advice. We just said the tavern was struggling.
Yeah, I haven't summoned in a long time.
Yeah, me
besides-
neither.
Besides Gen Zeros.
I have not summoned more, and the only time I've summoned more the last 2 weeks was when Jewel was at $15, and I was summoning like every 12 hours.
How'd that go up for you?
Yeah.
It did fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Bogside Chats for Franz and Guy Kid. My name is Matty Pesk. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Later.